Hi, and welcome to the Pinnacle webinar series. And our topic today is retirement is not the end, it's your reinvention. Thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Dr. Greg Green. I'm honored to spend this time with you discussing a topic that I believe has the power to completely transform the way we think about retirement. And that conversation is called Retirement is Not the End, it's Your Reinvention. And I truly believe that this statement captures one of the greatest mindset shifts people can make later in life. Because for far too long, retirement has been presented as an ending, the end of your career, the end of your productivity, the end of your contribution, the end of your most meaningful years. But I believe that perspective is completely outdated. Retirement is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter filled with possibility, growth, freedom, meaning, adventure, and intentional living. In many ways, retirement may become the most important season of reinvention in your entire life. You see, for decades, many people, they live according to responsibilities and routine. I'm talking about work schedules, meetings, deadlines, family obligations, financial pressure. Life becomes structured around what needs to get done. And often people spend years postponing their personal dreams, passions, wellness, relationships, and deeper desires for someday. Hey, someday. Then retirement finally arrives and suddenly something unexpected happens. People realize they now have freedom, but they're not entirely sure what to do with it because what it, retirement removes structure. It does not automatically create purpose, and that is where many people begin to struggle emotionally. They may have prepared financially, but they were never taught how to prepare for emotional and personal side of retirement. Questions begin to surface like, who am I without my career? What gives my life meaning now? How do I stay mentally and emotionally engaged? What do I want this next chapter to look like? And honestly, those are not problems. Those are invitations, invitations to intentionally redesign your life. I believe retirement creates one of the greatest opportunities for reinvention we will ever experience, an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to rediscover passions that were buried beneath responsibilities, to strengthen relationships, to focus on wellness, to travel, to grow spiritually and emotionally, to contribute in meaningful ways, to create a future built around purpose driven living instead of constant pressure and obligation. That is what intentional retirement is truly about. Not simply stopping work, but consciously designing a life that feels fulfilling, meaningful, and alive. Unfortunately, many people drift into retirement by default instead of entering it by design. They assume happiness will automatically appear once they stop working. But after the excitement of freedom fades, many retirees quietly experience boredom, loneliness, loss of identity, and emotional disconnection. Why? Because human beings need more than comfort. We need growth. We need connection. We need purpose. We need adventure. We need meaningful experience. We need reasons to wake up excited about life. This is why retirement transformation requires more than financial planning. It requires life redesign. It requires asking deeper questions like, what kind of life do I truly want now? What experiences do I want to create? How do I want to grow? What legacy do I want to leave? Who do I become in this next chapter? Those questions are very powerful because they shift retirement from simply ending work into intentionally creating a meaningful future. I believe that there are four essential elements of a transformational retirement. The first one is purpose. Many people lose a sense of identity after retirement because so much of their value was connected to their professional role. But what your purpose did not end when your career ended. Your wisdom still matters, your experiences still matter, Your contribution still matters. Purpose driven living means continuing to grow, contribute, mentor, serve, create, inspire, and engage with life in meaningful ways. People thrive when they feel useful. They thrive, connected, and emotionally engaged. The second element is wellness. Retirement should not simply be about surviving longer. It should be about living better. This next chapter should include emotional wellness, physical vitality, mental clarity, balance, joy, and renewal. Many people spend decades prioritizing work while neglecting themselves. Retirement creates that opportunity to finally invest in your health, peace, and overall quality of life. The third element is adventure. Adventure keeps the human spirit alive. And adventure doesn't necessarily mean extreme activities. Adventure means remaining curious, continuing to explore, continuing to learn. It may mean traveling to places you've always dreamed about, trying new experiences, building new friendships, learning new skills, exploring passions that you never had time for before. When people stop growing emotionally and mentally, life begins to feel smaller. But when people intentionally create new experiences, life expands again. That is why retirement should not become withdrawal from life. It should become deeper engagement with life. And the fourth element is connection. One of the hidden challenges of retirement is loneliness. Careers end, social circles change, families become busy, and many retirees quietly experience emotional isolation. But human beings are designed for connection. We thrive in environments where we feel encouraged, understood, inspired, and supported. And that's one of the reasons immersive transformational experiences can be so powerful during retirement. Because when people step away from routines and distractions, they often rediscover themselves in extraordinary ways. That is exactly why I created the 7 day all inclusive life design retreat in beautiful Costa Rica through Pinnacle Life Design Group. I created this experience for individuals and couples who want more than an ordinary retirement, people who want intentional retirement, people who want clarity, growth, connection, wellness, adventure, and meaningful reinvention. This is not a vacation. It's not a traditional retirement seminar. It's a carefully curated life experience specifically designed to help people intentionally design their next chapter. During this transformational retreat, guests they experience life planning workshops, purpose and legacy sessions, wellness and rejuvenation experiences, meaningful group conversations, adventure excursions, reflection and vision exercises, connection building exercises and activities, and personalized guidance focused on retirement transformation and life redesign. Everything is all inclusive so participants can fully step away from everyday stress and focus themselves on their future and what truly matters most. And one of the most powerful parts of the retreat is the realization that they are not alone. You're not alone. You meet other people asking similar questions. What now? What next? How do I create a life that truly fulfills me? How do I stay emotionally alive and inspired? Sometimes one meaningful week in the right environment can create clarity and transformation that people have been searching for many years. I truly believe that we are entering a new era of retirement. People today they want more than comfort and security. They want purpose. They want adventure. They want connection. They want wellness. They want growth. They want meaning. They want a curated life experience that reflects who they are becoming in this next chapter of life. And perhaps most importantly, they want to feel alive again. That's the heart of transformational retirement. So as we close today, I want to leave you with this thought. Retirement is not the end of your purpose. It is not the end of growth. It is not the end of possibility. It may actually become the beginning of your greatest reinvention, a season where you intentionally redesign your life around meaning, fulfillment, wellness, contribution, and connection. A season where you stop living by default and begin living by design. So thank you very much for being with me today. I truly appreciate your time, and I hope this conversation encourages you to see retirement not as an ending, but as the beginning of an extraordinary new chapter of your life. Thank you.